Hey, so I just wanted to expand upon the event dispatches video I made for single variables. That's fine, as you saw, where I did I was doing like health, wasn't I? So create an event dispatcher. So on begin play, pull the health from the game instance and feed that to this blueprint. So essentially, what was the last max health and last current health value? Feed that to the current health max health of this. And then, yeah, you saw it all in the event dispatches video if you've seen that first. Yeah, so whenever you change the variable of current health, you update current health to that. So heal or damage. You need to do it for both, for max health and current health, unless you want to have two separate event dispatches, and then yeah, well, you're fine. But yeah, event dispatches work great for single variables, but if you're trying to put in arrays, doesn't like it. It kind of works a little bit, but it most certainly doesn't work exactly the way what you're seeing here. So I had to do a bit of a workaround to when you load up a save, let's say well, you're gonna have quests, aren't you? And chances are you're gonna have more than one, so it's gonna be an array. So you're gonna have like an array of quests. You load up a save, or you go through a door which loads up a level. Either way, you're going to need to store that array and then pull that array back out the other side. Because of the way Unreal works, when you open a level, all these variables become default again, like exactly what they are before you play the game. It's exactly what they'll be. So that's why you use a game instance to flow it through, flow it in, throw it out. So what you see in here, where I've got it to work to feed in an array to the game instance to keep your quests persistent. When you load the game, I'll showcase it as well. When you load the game, load from slot, I bundle all the quests into an array, and then feed that array and feed that information and set the game instance's loaded quests array. Then I load the level. So then when you load the level, so event begin play happens again, runs through all this, and then it goes straight to, well, it's new game, but essentially it shouldn't be called new game anymore. So then it does a like an if check to see is the game instance's loaded quests empty. If it's true, then treat it like you are just click that. Then treat it like you are just playing the game, nothing else. Just like you started again, same again, where the loaded quests, this loaded quest is empty. Then yeah, just treat it like you press new game. However, if the loaded quest is not empty, feed the loaded quest to the game instance into this blueprint's loaded quests. And obviously, if that's just to make sure it doesn't have like an access none sort of issue, uh, then check it again, flow it through. So then you go through here, and then this blueprint's loaded quests. Well, you've just fed them from the game instance. So you had two quests in the game instance, two quests when you save the game. Load the game, it feeds those two quests into the game instance. Those two quests in the game instance then get fed into the two quests in the actual game. And then if that's true, then load quests, and then it pulls it through. So if I just show you it working, so yeah, just ignore that, it's fine. So you do play. If I pick a save, I think that one's got one quest on it, load. There we go. Still remembered the quest. If I go to the bathroom, should still have a quest. Yep. So the way I've got it working, it not only works on level load and saves your information, but also I've got it working on door level load, because you see this is a load, because we're doing it from a save file. That's how it gets its load. That's how it gets its quest information, feeds it to the game instance. But for the door, which I show here, these doors, I had to go into the blueprint of the doors and then did like an event begin overlap. So whoever's the other actor, so it's going to be you. So you're the protagonist. Set the protagonist, and then when you interact with it, save quests on door level movement. Same logic as this. So save the quests, then open the level, and then pull back in those quests. So I'm just doing it in a function here. So it looks a bit crazy. I used this. I might not be slot 3, but it's this guy, Unreal Game Dev, slot like 1 to 3. These 3 videos will show you how to do this bit. He's used it for something else, but you see, I can use it for the same thing. So we've got the protagonist, the quest manager, feeds the current quest, completed quests, and failed quests, which you saw as this thing. These feeds those into an array, just pens it that array, and then pens. Don't need that anymore. Then you make this is that loaded quests thing. It's called local save quest. It's a local variable, but you see it pulls all that quest information, makes it into this variable, then appends it, well, adds it, and then that's for active, that's for inactive. His videos go all the way through it. Then down here, after you've completed, for the save one, it would feed to somewhere else, but because I'm going through the door, I'm loading the level through a door transition. You see, I get the game instance, and I say feed the local save quests. So feed all this, feed all those bits, inactive, feed that into local quests of game instance, return, and then you pop back out, and then you open the level. So exactly the same logic as this, except if I crack this open, that's a load one, sorry. You save it, let's see, it looks the same. So this is a save file logic, and then it saves it to the local quest and goes to the save game object, loading it through. If I just showcase what I mean, essentially, you saw where you load it and then okay, cool, so it's remember my saves, brilliant, and it also remembers what step you're at as well. But if I do it just on play and I don't, let's create a bunch of quests. So let's get that one. Let's talk to this guy. Right, so we've got 2 quests on the right. There you go, 2 quests, these 2. Let's go into this other room. I haven't got it to persist with the, update the widgets that you saw, but it does persist the quests. So let's just go talk to Jock and see if it completes part of that quest. There we go, talk to Jock, that one. Let's talk to him. There we go, so notice it's find the wire, so we've completed that quest now. Goes and completed. Obviously it's like it needs a bit of tweaking, but you see it's functional. Let's go into the other room, and it has saved the quest. It's persistent. It's persistent between the rooms. So let's go to another room, pop it up. It's persistent again. So what I'm showcasing here, I know it's a bit of a long video, is essentially how you get around the absolute nightmare that event dispatchers don't allow arrays, and also opening a level defaults your variables. So this dumps the variable into the game instance, not through an event dispatcher, through like the classical just set way. It then dumps it to the game instance somewhere safe, opens the level, and then pulls from the game instance, as you can see here. If it checks whether it's got anything in it, if it has, dump it in, and that's how your quests persist. You'll need to do it for each method you have an open level. So obviously you saw the save slot has a certain way, and the door uses the same sort of logic, but obviously you're opening a level 2 separate ways. One's through a save sort of save item, one's through just walking, accessing a door. So you're gonna have to do it for each methodology you have for opening a level. But yeah, dump your quests, dump your array information into a game instance, load the level, pull it back in, and that will allow you to persist your levels all the way through. It took me a couple of hours to figure it out, but yeah, it's massive. Like essentially, this gets around the array limitation of these event dispatchers. Yeah, watch the event dispatcher video first if you want a bit of extra insight.